Thank you, Shanae. I appreciate it. Didn't she do a great job hosting? Give her a nice round of applause. I thought it was entertaining. I was hoping she'd introduce me as her brother. Why not sister? I can be a sister. I'm a bit of a bitch tonight. I can sister up if you want me to. My panties are a little bit in a bunch. No, they're not. Today was gorgeous. Wasn't that a beautiful day? Anybody enjoyed it? I enjoyed that day. It was beautiful. Maybe you did. I went for a bike ride. Anybody here ever bike ride so bad you think the cops are going to pull you over? That was me today. I was terrible at bicycle riding, and I realized there's a cop behind me, and like I'm in the wrong lane, and I'm in a construction zone. I've really fucked up, and I think maybe I'm about to get pulled over by the cop. So I got a signal, a right turn, right, and then I'm like, all right, you're right. I'll put the beer down, and they get lippy, those cops. I went to work this morning. I teach at the Community College of Denver. You don't have to like it. It's a community college where spelling cunts. I figure you're a Friday night crowd. I wanted to say that one. Thank you. I appreciate that. If you could rate each one of the jokes, that'll help me. I got to get ready for tomorrow. There's a big party tomorrow. I've launched a new app, everybody, and we got a big party at the Oriental Theater tomorrow. I'm pretty smart. I found a way to invent an app. It mixes websites like Uber, little apps like Uber, with other apps like Tinder and Grindr. We'll call it Luber. You can find someone to hook up with within an affordable travel distance. We got to name your tool price tool. That's a good one. You take your time and debate them. I'll take my time getting the next one. Anybody doing ice skating today? No, I'm not a good ice skater. My brother called me today, and he said he was giggling. He thought about us when we were kids. We'd go ice skating, and he figured it out. Like, he's a bit of a dick. 'Cause he's older than me, and he used that influence on me. Is always, Charlie, go check the ice, And he's apologizing for it, going, I'm sorry I always made you go check the ice. And I was like, I'm sorry, I just always thought you were a genius, Send the fattest one out there. That's how you check the ice. There you go, Tubby. We want to see if this is skatable or not. That's the ultimate you break it, you bought it rule. Thank you for agreeing with me on that one. It's cute how you react to the jokes. A lot of you choose to laugh, but some of you are like, I'm going to verbalize this one. I find that adorable. Now's a pretty good time to go pee, by the way. I'm just going to do a few more jokes, but if you're like, is there a good time during his set to go pee? Now would be it, So I'm going to do a few more, and I think you'll be able to make it and come back. Now's a bad time for me to go pee. Let's admit that, right? Unless, if I'm doing a Jim Morrison impression or maybe an R. Kelly song. Right? Isn't he the one who peed on the girl? Sorry. I did a show last night. They showed wrestling before the show. That was the big hook. Didn't seem to impress you. Didn't really impress me. I'm not into wrestling. I like it in bed. Right? Wrestling in bed, that's fun. But, thank you, miss. I appreciate that, sir. That's a keeper, by the way. That's a good one. Any girl who looks at you and says, we go till we pin. Right? You got to pin to win, right? Is that how you get out of blowjobs? Right? She just said, how's he know? She puts them down, shoulder blades down, and bam, 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 no blowjob. I love that. I think I'm going to take that move. What's that, miss? That was me in the corner? Nobody puts Bear in the corner. I get you that you're his top, but there's no way you could be mine. We might wrestle, but you're going to have to bottom, little girl. This set is getting sexy. I can see the people at home beating off. Seen you do that before. Good to see you. Thanks for watching on Skype. All right. It's inappropriate. You're adorable, miss. And now I'm Randy. Now you made me. I'm gonna have to look for my notes, miss. I didn't want to do that. I told you it was a good time to go pee, right? That's important. Did I tell you I can't pee? Like if you come up next to me and we're at that's not gonna happen. Like if you come up next to me while it's pee time for me, then I've got like an auto shut off dick. It's over. It's like the invisible finger of peaconomics. Folks, thank you. Folks, I was done at peaconomics, right? It's a pedestrian economics pee joke, right? Got a good giggle out of you though, sir, and I appreciate that, man. I'm not dropping it from the set. None of you seem to side with me. Sometimes people say, I get you, Bear. That's like me. I lock up. All of y'all, I assume, just don't lock up. Is that your men of confidence? You'll back me? I appreciate that. I didn't need it. It's Ari's. I could fucking fight you all. I got my bottom on my side. And her little Nancy boy probably gonna do something. All right, it wasn't funny. I remember when it happened is we went to Pease Air Force Base, of all things. That's in New Hampshire, where I was raised. My dad served in the Air Force and used his little credentials to take us to the Air Force big air show. And it was a big deal. And we got a porta potty and put it in the back of the van. A little porta potty for the back of the van. My mom even sewed curtains, adorable little curtains. I was 7 years old. If you don't know 7 years old, I was hell-bent on using that fucking porta potty. It was in my brain all friggin' day. They told us right away, you're not using the porta potty. And if you tell the 7-year-old you're not doing something, the 7-year-old all day goes, when can I do that? So my dad, we get to the Air Force Base and I immediately go, I gotta pee. And my dad goes, why don't you go use their thing? They got, those little porta potties that are rented. And line was too long. So there was a little house conference, and I think my mom passed some legislation that said I could use the little pisser in the van. And so I got to use the little pisser in the van. My whole family waited outside. I got in there. I dropped my little shorts, and I pulled my little guy out, and I began to go. And if you don't get what I guess I was doing wrong, I was 7. I didn't know I was doing anything wrong. But my dad opened the van up, and then he goes, don't piss in there, standing up, you're gonna piss all over the carpet! If you're a 7-year-old standing there, when your dad yells at you, you immediately turn, and I pissed all over the carpet, and you know what I wanted to say? This next joke is real funny, it won't come out. Thanks, sir. I appreciate. Some people are waiting for the joke, and it was done. I might piss it out later. Quit waiting for it. We would play guns as a kid. That was my favorite game. We fought World War II. That was our war of choice. It was determined we couldn't fight in Vietnam. It's weird when I yell Charlie. I've told that joke here once before, and I think some of you are mad at me for telling it here twice again. Okay. I always appreciate your opinion, Ari's. Big party tomorrow night. Luber launch at the Oriental. The best gift my aunt ever gave me, my cousin, I had the Iwo Jima battle set. I think that thing was phenomenal. It's the last racist toy I ever remember. It had yellow soldiers for the Japanese guys. Yeah, you can't do that anymore. We used to fight the Japs, and you can't fight them anymore. The best toy we ever got was something called Domino Setup. If it doesn't sound familiar to you, it's because it wasn't a brand name toy, and that's why I was mad at it. I was a suburban little boy, and my aunt and uncle came from upstate Vermont, which I don't know if you know how poor that is compared to New Hampshire, but it is not brand name Toyland. And little suburban New Hampshire is brand name Toyland. And I'm a dick in this story, by the way. My aunt is a hardworking lady who, runs a nice family and provides toys for all of her nieces. And I don't know if you have nieces, but are any of them worth a good fucking toy? None of them. I don't write thank you notes. My sister's the one who writes thank you notes. She deserves good fucking toys. I'm a little piece of shit. So, in the end of the story, you go, all right, Aunt, good job for giving that little shit a bad toy. And it wasn't a bad toy. It was just not a popular brand name. It was called Domino Setup, and when looking back in life, it's probably the greatest thing a woman like my aunt could give my parents. It was, you set up dominoes all over the floor and anywhere in the house, and then you would set them up. We'd do it all afternoon, and it was like a thing we did way back in the 80s. They would watch soap operas, and they would set up dominoes. And the domino thing was it was me and my brother, and this is all we would do all afternoon, is try to set up things like we had a staircase, so you'd want to have the dominoes come up from the top of the staircase and then hit a domino, and then it would follow a little wire. It would be hanging on a paper clip, and it would go all the way down the stairs, and it would hit the next domino, and then that would set up a whole, maybe we'd do a little pyramid, and then we had an elevator, and then we'd try to get it to launch a paper airplane, whatever we could come up with. And my parents, all they had to do was let us stay down in the basement and set those up for about 6-8 hours, and then come watch a 4-second dominoes fall down show. You're a crowd of parents, and a lot of you have probably already seen the genius in what my aunt did. Essentially, she gave the parents of 2 boys a gift that makes little boys go, shh, shh, don't move. For 8 hours. That's how that joke ends. That's how that joke ends. I'm not a parent. I'm not a parent. Some people are parents, and I appreciate that. If you got to pay for a babysitter for being here tonight, that's tough, and I appreciate that. Some people gonna pay to not have a babysitter tonight. That's plan B. And I appreciate that expense as well. I believe we bear both costs. All right, sorry, I want to work out. I know I brought up soap operas about 19 times. A lot of you know what I'm talking about. Young people, soap operas, something that happened in the 80s. It was like Netflix, but only once a day for just 1 hour. Then you turned it off and went and did something else. All right. That joke is for my dad who's watching at home. He's like, "You're right, you tell them to get outside." I love my dad. Yeah, that's my dad. If we were inside, that was the wrong answer. My dad is a farmer. He just did not believe in children on a couch. He's like, "Why don't you go out there and milk something?" We're like, "We live in the suburbs." And he'd be like, "Cut the grass again." We cut it this morning. Is the sun out? It's growing. Right? That's my dad. He's genius. Yeah. All right. I I should wrap up. You've been here a long time. Some of you have babysitters. I know my job tonight is to put on a show good enough for somebody to get a blowjob. Me, generally. I got to admit, for years of my career, I was that selfish. I was like, I'm going to put on a set so good, I get a blowjob. And I'm learning as a professional. Now, I think my job is to put on a show so good, you get a blowjob. It's going to be hard. I'm looking around. It doesn't look like, a 50-50 split on who wants one and who's giving one. But I'm going to try to get you laughing enough on my way out. I'm gonna wrap up. I'm getting rid of a piece of furniture tomorrow. That's exciting. I'm done with my coffee table. My coffee table is a conversion coffee table. It's the ultimate straight guy converter. It's led to many a straight guy getting buried at my house. So this joke might get too gay for some of you. Tough luck, Ari's Tavern. You've seen a lot of other people. Here goes. Just a simple coffee table, but what happens is it pops up from being a coffee table. The lid pops up and becomes a lunch table. It's pretty fun. And underneath there is a little pocket where I keep my pot. And that's if I'm having drinks at a late hour with the straight fella, and we decide we're going to smoke something, and we're already on the love seat. I lift up the lid to go get the pot, and then he goes, "Oh, I want to try that," which quickly becomes the motto for the evening. I'm leaving on that one. Good night.